Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Imagine making a difference. No, imagine being the difference. The difference between I can't and I can, or I won't and I will. The reason someone chooses to wake up and strive for greatness. In life, it can feel like everything is working against you. Let's defy all odds and break generational curses. This is Overstepping Poverty with Daquan and Zachaeus. Welcome back to Overstepping Poverty, the podcast that provides you with tips, tricks, and hacks in taking your next step over poverty. Today, we have some valuable information for you guys. But first off, Zachaeus, how are you doing today? How was the weekend?
Let's go, baby. I'm doing good, man. Weekend was good. Got to spend some time with my family. It was fun watching football and knowing that my team wasn't going to lose. Because, man, I wouldn't have liked to be, the Giants this last weekend.
Man, we're bringing up that, huh? Well, that's
Yes,
good,
sir.
man. That's good.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I did some traveling this weekend. We went out to Florida.
Okay.
It was nice being on the sandy beach there and just by water.
What were you doing down?
We're actually there for a wedding. Yep. Congratulations to the Coughlins. Okay. It was exhilarating just being on the beach and actually holding the wedding. I was actually taping it.
Oh, really?
As well. So not only was I involved in, being there in presence, I also got to tape and really just see
Like
them.
part of the production.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, shout out to that. I know I need to get me some sun soon.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Everyone
for sure.
does. This cold, man. But anyways, let's get into this. Our viewers, they've been waiting a whole week. That's a long time to wait for some valuable information.
I know. Yeah.
So anyways, we're going to get into this here. We are going to actually discuss, like I said, we're going to discuss some valuable information. We're going to discuss what an inner circle is.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and start us off? What exactly is that?
Yeah. So, your inner circle is going to be, it's the people that are the closest to you. It's the people that you confide in, you trust. You're going to go to these people with your issues. You're going to go to these people when you have things to celebrate. These are really the people that you are putting your trust in to hold you accountable and make sure that you're growing and prospering, in your life. So that's why, inner circle is so important. And we're going to dive into a few different things that are going to be able to give you guys some ideas on what you should be looking for. I know there's a lot of people out there that do have inner circles, but they're just not aware of what type of people they have in their inner circles. And I think that's a very important key to taking yourself out of your current situation and overstepping poverty and overstepping that poverty mindset as well.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. An inner circle, really it's going to be your source of inspiration, your motivation, your accountability. At least it should be that way. If you feel at any time that it's not that way, then you probably don't have a good inner circle. So we really want to break it down for you guys. So you not only see exactly who you should, accept into your inner circle, but also people that you should probably stay away from.
Something I wanted to just hop in quick and kind of get your perspective on. This is kind of off the cuff here. As you've developed and grown, I've seen it really before my eyes. Can you point to any instances within your life where you can, contribute some of your success to the people that you've kept around you?
Absolutely. Kind of deep diving in. It's going to be where I actually have friends who would tell me, when I want to go out and drink or anything like that, hey, Daquan, maybe it's time we just stay inside, maybe we lay low, we start discussing some financial ideas. Kind of like what we're doing right now. But as well as just like those people who call you on Friday nights and instead of asking you to go out and drink, they're like, hey, why don't we do something more productive? Why don't we discuss, not only how you're doing, how your family's doing, but let's discuss exactly how we elevate.
Right.
And I've had plenty of friends that have done that. Now I do have, I'd say I have a good group of individuals around me. I can be very selective when it comes to that. But I'd say I'm very aware of who's bringing negativity in my life
Sure.
and who's bringing positivity, and that's important, you
Right.
know. How about you?
Yeah, for sure, man. I know as I just think about it, you know, at one point in college and even a little bit after college, I was drinking, I was partying all the time, you know, and once you are in that, you're in your, you know, beginning of your 20s, middle 20s, you're around a lot of people, you're going out, and all that stuff is good and fine. But I think as you grow a little bit, you start to notice that some people aren't changing, and that's the same cycle that they're remaining in. And I guess for me, my inner circle for most of my life has been my immediate family. We moved out to Vegas. We didn't have a ton of people out there, so it was just our family, which is why I'm so tight-knit. But at the same time, it lets you look at different situations from a different perspective when you have the right people around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're putting you on game already to where you're starting to see how people are acting, you know, even with the words that they're saying, you can kind of see what kind of person that they are. And just having good people like that in my life have gotten me out of situations to where, you know, I didn't need to be, and
Absolutely.
through that I was able to kind of prosper through that.
No, I've been able to witness you shape as an individual. You know, obviously you have a wife right now, you have a kid, you've helped put a roof over their head. You're very motivating, you know, when it comes to that there as well. You're definitely someone that people can go to for any advice, or if they have any questions about anything. You're smart, you're knowledgeable when it comes to that as well.
I appreciate that.
Oh no, absolutely. So I think, you know, being self-aware really of what's, again, bringing you negativity and what's bringing you positivity is very crucial.
Right.
You know, not only in just picking your inner circle, but also knowing that when you can be that negative person as well, whether
Absolutely.
it's one in, like I said, I don't mind drinking, you know, and so I know at one point in time in my life as well, it became super excessive, and I was asking my friends to go out and drink every night, you know,
Right.
and I at this point in my life, I've changed the cue. I'd say, you know, I do have my nights where I want to go out and drink and we have fun and whatnot. But a majority of those nights, I'd rather be at home, and I'd rather be discussing how can we improve as individuals.
Absolutely.
And not only just improve as individuals, but also help others improve as well around us.
Right.
So,
No, I love that, bro.
absolutely. So my question for you is going to be, what characteristics should someone have, or what should you be looking for, to keep someone, or, you know, maintain someone in your inner circle?
Yeah. I mean, to start out, I challenge everybody to list, you know, the 5 closest people to them. And then from that point, list the next 10. So list the 15 closest people to you and analyze each one. And you'll start to find characteristics that you do like and you don't like about really each person, right? So the first thing that I am looking for in somebody is, can I trust them? You know, if I can't trust you, there's no strong foundation for us to build a relationship on.
Mm-hmm.
So that trust is going to be the first thing, and it's going to be the most important thing, especially as you grow, especially when you're sharing your personal feelings that you don't share with the world. You're sharing that with your inner circle. You're going to want to make sure that those people are trustworthy, not repeating to others outside of your inner circle the things that you're saying. So that goes back into the trust, respect. For your inner circle, you're going to want people that are responsive. You know, there's nothing worse than needing somebody or needing a question answered and you just can't get a hold of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really the person that you want to keep around you, because they're just not available. And if they cared, I feel like they would make themselves available.
Right.
What about you? Do you have any that you would say?
I do. I think mainly you definitely want people around you that share the same values as you. You know, obviously if someone doesn't have that same compass, that mental compass as you do, where either one, they're not bringing value to you or they're not bringing value to others, I think
Right.
it's very important to ensure that you're around someone that is on the same page as you, as well as when it comes to goals. If your goals are not aligned as individuals and you're in a group, typically you're not going to agree on anything. You're probably not going to want to be around each other. So, I mean, they're probably not going to be in your inner circle. But those people who have different set of goals than you in your inner circle, as long as they're positive, again, I keep saying this positive and negative, but as long as they're positive, they definitely should be in your inner circle. Another thing would be good communication skills, you know. Yeah. I think that's very important in this day and age where we kind of hide behind computers and phones and whatnot. It's almost like we lack a lot of those skills to really go out and have a conversation with someone.
For sure.
And I think that's very important to have, because not only are you able to give someone feedback, but you're able to also receive it, you know, during that as well. And then lastly, I'd probably say just open mind. I want to go back to college. And the reason I say open mind in this here is because, and I relate it to college, is I had a professor and he had a lantern. Okay. He took this lantern and he was standing in the front of the class. He put the lantern down on the desk and he said, all right, I want you guys to tell me from your point of view and your perspective, what do you see on this side of the lantern? And everyone started listing off what they saw and whatnot. And he's like, well, what if I told you on this side of the lantern, it's completely different. It's not even close. It's not even a lantern on this side, you know? And in my head, I'm like, okay, where is he getting at? And finally he turned the lantern and he said, well, now you guys can see this point of view, you know, describe it to me. And he's like, okay, well, as I describe my point of view, because you can't see it on that, are you going to believe what I'm saying, or are you just going to only trust your gut and what you're saying? And this kind of, and right away I'm like, wow, you know, obviously he has a different perspective than I do at this point in time. But also I need to keep an open mind that maybe what he is saying is true, you know? Yeah. And I'm not saying be gullible, you know? But it's just keep an open mind, because there's plenty of sides to the lantern, you know, that you can't see, you know?
Man, that perspective is huge. That perspective is huge. And then I guess I'm going to ask you, on the flip side of that, what are a couple of red flags that you know, are seeing in people that where you're like, no, I'm going to keep you at a distance. You're not going to be in my inner circle. We can be cool. It's not that we can't be friends, but you know, you don't share everything with your friends.
One big red flag, I think, for me and what should be for everyone else here is going to be someone who's consistently negative. You know, if someone's always just down in the dirt, and I'm not saying like mentally or anything like that, they are just a very negative person. There's no positivity around them. And you can tell, because your entire behavior, it's going to start to mimic theirs, you know? And so with that, as well as them being just harmful behavior towards either you or others, you know, I'm not looking, we're at the age where we're looking for people who are out there and they're talking others up and they're bringing other people to the table, and they're not pushing people away and just being negative to them or harmful to them as well. Also, I think very important is going to be just if they're failing to support and encourage personal growth. You know, if someone's on your team, he, she, whatever, needs to be cheering for you. You know, overall, they may not need to agree with what you want to do or your personal goals or anything like that, but they need to at least be able to cheer for you and, you know, be positive in that mindset. And support you. How about yourself?
The big thing for me is when I feel like my energy is getting drained. I notice it happens most when there's somebody that is, you know, has drama attached to them. People that always have an issue or always have, you know, they're gossiping, or, you know, they always have a problem going on in their life. It's like, when you have that problem, I don't want that problem, because if you always have a problem, it might be your energy. And once you have somebody like that in your inner circle, it messes up everything. It throws everybody's energy off, where you could have, you know, a group of people who have the best chemistry. You know, they talk about a guy coming into a locker room and can mess up the entire team's chemistry. Just one guy, you know, in sports. So it's like, you got to make sure you got the right people around you. And drama is just, there's no room for drama, especially when you're trying to get this money. And then I would say another thing is just, people that aren't bought in. You know, like for me, at least in my inner circle, I want people that feel like they can do anything. you know, and I want people in my inner circle to believe and to support, and to not only support by, you know, buying a product or, you know, even being at the event, but it could even be like emotional support where I'm going to somebody in my inner circle with something that I'm dealing with, and I want to trust that I can talk to them, you know, and have a real conversation, because a lot of people won't give you a real conversation without having an agenda attached to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
if you can have the right people around you, it gives you the luxury of being able to actually speak your mind.
Right.
And then just the other one, it would be just people that are dismissive, or people that are not showing up, you know, for the big things in life. You know, they show up when it's convenient for them. That's not somebody that you want in your inner circle. I get that everybody has their own life and everybody has stuff going on, but there's things where you can take a minute out of your day to at least text somebody if it's a special day. You know, Absolutely. That's a minimum. So if you can't do those little things, you're not a part of the inner circle.
I like it. I really do. And for our viewers out there, you know, go ahead and under the message box here, just go ahead and drop some comments. Tell us what you guys feel that you really seek out for someone that should be in your inner circle, because it may not align with exactly what we're discussing here, but it still could be something that other people should be looking for, or we maybe haven't said it, you know?
Right.
So there's a lot of valuable information that we're giving, but we also want information from you guys as well, you know?
100%. Let's get into the last question that we have here. In what ways do people in your inner circle broaden your perspective and expose you to new ideas and opportunities?
Wow. I love that question. And the reason for that is because the way that someone in your inner circle really broadens your ideas is, it's not that they will instinctively just say, hey, your idea doesn't align with mine, so it's not right. You
Right.
know?
Yep.
Instead, what they do is they, again, show you a different side of the perspective to your idea, you know, or maybe they have something that kind of converges with your idea, and
Right.
it's just not right on cue, but it kind of challenges it, you know.
It's good to have people that can poke holes in your ideas.
Right.
You know, that's how you fine tune it and really make a strong idea.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you on that.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, it's your mic. Take it away.
Yeah, let me hop in here. You know, exactly what Daquan was saying about perspective. That's my biggest thing. You know, as you grow and you network and you meet with people and you start to really build relationships with people, you start to understand that everybody is living their own lives. You know, everybody has their own perspectives on each situation, and no two people think the exact same.
Right.
You know, so that's the beauty of having strong individuals around you who are knowledgeable in different areas. You know, nobody is going to be able to do everything on their own.
Right.
You know, I would be a fool to think that I could make, you know, a child by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a deep analogy, but you need other people. This world to create, you need other people. And when you have people with different perspectives, it fills the void of, you know, your weaknesses are getting filled by the people around you, and your strengths are filling their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you create a strong team and a strong inner circle.
Absolutely. I feel like we're kind of at the point in the episode where we share that valuable information to our viewers, and we give them 5 tips, tricks, or hacks as far as overstepping poverty. So for today, what we have for you guys is it alludes to your inner circle. We want you to start telling us exactly what your inner circle is and what you feel is important to your success in a variety of reasons.
So we're going to get into just 5 things. You know, it's actually more than 5 things, but a few things that are really going to help you guys take the next step. First 2 things that you're going to want to do when you're evaluating your inner circle is you're looking for members, so you're going to need to network, you know, and networking doesn't always mean going out and meeting strangers. Networking can mean building the relationships with the strong people that you already know, you know, taking them out. Go get a coffee with somebody that you respect in your community, or you respect in your friend circle that, you feel like you can have a stronger relationship. You never know where that can go. So networking within, which is going to create opportunities for you.
Absolutely. And I'd say the next thing is going to be mentorship and guidance. And what this just means is going to be your inner circle may include people who have already achieved financial success.
Right.
And so what they're doing is they serve as valuable members, and it's time for you to take out your study guide and learn from them.
Right.
You know, and what Overstepping Poverty is we as a group help other individuals achieve their success,
Right.
you know? And so as we continue to move up the ladder, we have friends that are moving up the ladder. We're looking back and we're ensuring that you guys have steps to move up the ladder with us.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, that's exactly what you want there. And they also can provide you with advice and guidance on just how to manage your finances, invest, and of course, just grow your wealth.
Absolutely. The next one is going to be support and accountability. You know, if you're somebody like me, it helps having accountability partners, having people that in your life that are going to hold you accountable, because it's easy to, sometimes skip out on the hard things that you know you need to do. Having that strong inner circle and that support is going to make sure that you are taking the right steps. You are, when you're falling off track, you have somebody there like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you know what your goals are, your actions aren't meeting your goals, and I need you to step it up. If not for you, at least for your family, and then when you say it like that, it's like, oh yeah, like maybe I have been bullshitting. I need to get on my game.
Reality check.
For real. So that's super important. And those same people are going to be the people that you're building trust with while you're going through that and you're being vulnerable. And those are going to be the same people. They're going to help you reach those levels of success that maybe you only dreamed of.
Right. And kind of to go off with that and kind of pair with it, actually, I'd say self-awareness and personal growth. You know, every individual in your inner circle should have these traits. And what that's going to do is it's just going to help you be self-aware and working to improve yourself and be crucial for your successful life.
Sure.
You really have to notice those things about yourself. You don't have to be a product of your environment. You need to know exactly when it's time to change, like we discussed earlier there. We need to know exactly when we are around success and successful individuals, how to really maintain that, as well as how not to act out during that as well. But also, what this is going to also do is it's going to help you understand your strengths and weaknesses. If you don't know those, you do have to become self-aware and really know exactly what that is to not only help yourself, but help others.
Yeah, man. Once you start learning more about yourself, and that's really what your inner circle is going to help you do, you're able to start realizing so much more things that you've been unaware of, when you start taking those steps. So who knows? Maybe that'll be another topic we talk about.
It might be. Well, as you guys know, this is the conclusion to our second episode here. This is, again, Overstepping Poverty with Daquan Brooks and Zachaeus Shaw. We are here to give you tips, tricks, and hacks to overstep poverty, as well as ensure that you are able to maintain your personal goals and overachieve those. So, again, thank you guys so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you guys. Can't wait to see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Overstepping Poverty. We hope you found this week's discussion informative and thought-provoking. We know that tackling poverty is a complex issue, but by working together and understanding the root causes, we can make progress towards creating a more equitable society. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our show. Until next time, let's take the next steps in Overstepping Poverty.